Welcome back to Nurse Everything, where you get your nursing health and lifestyle tips. Yesterday made it exactly 2 years that I've been in the UK. I thought about using this opportunity to reach out to you guys. How you guys doing? How have you been faring? Especially those of us that migrated together or almost at the same time. It's been 2 years. Time flies like whew. I'm sure it's been a crazy experience for some of us, but we'll overcome definitely. Anyways, so I just wanted to share, I don't know if I'll call it sharing my experience, but it's just more like lessons that I've learned since I've been here or from being here as an immigrant. It might not really be my own experience, it might just be from observing what has been going on around me. And I feel like 2 years is not really a long time to start sharing tips, to start sharing a lot of things. Always kind of like cautious. That's why I don't really post videos all the time sharing like tips or information about what I've not been through or what I've not done by myself. It's mostly always if I've done something or if I'm about to do something and if I know firsthand, if I have firsthand experience. Okay, so yeah, that are the few things that I'll just like to encourage us to do or encourage us to be careful about. The first thing I'd like to talk about is humble beginnings. Now, like as an immigrant, you moved from your country to another country, having a fresh start. So there's this temptation for most of us, especially having seen other people migrate and you feel like, they're doing great. They just got a car. They've never even stayed up to 1 month. They've gotten a car. They've gotten a big house, this and that. I just wanted to say that it's not like everybody's experience cannot be the same. That's one. Everybody's circumstance cannot be the same. Some people leave their country and come here having like extra funds to get by. You understand? Like they have money in their account, all of that stuff. Some people come here with like 0 naira, just like in my case. I would say just make sure that you give yourself some grace. Okay, give yourself time to bounce back, give yourself time to lay a solid foundation because you're in a new place. That's just what I would like to say, because sometimes with information flying here and there, some people have the wrong expectations about how they're going to make it when they come here, and that can affect some people mentally. They start to feel depressed. They start to feel like, I'm not moving at a fast pace. 2 days into the UK and they're expecting that they already have a job. Although some people come in and have jobs like the next day, but it might not be the case for everybody. So just make sure that you do not despise the days of humble beginnings. It might take you longer to get on your feet, but you will get on your feet. That one is for sure. As far as you get a job and all that stuff, like every other thing will fall into place. The thing I would like to talk about is respecting yourself. As an immigrant, to a large extent, you have to teach people, you have to show people how to treat you, because especially depending on where you move to, you might move to an area where seeing your kind of person is not a norm for them. If you move to a very, very diverse area where they're used to seeing like black people, they're used to seeing people of your kind, people that speak your language, it might not be anything new. But if you're moving to certain areas, like you are new there, your kind is new, your type of person is new. So even in your workplace as well, you need to learn how to respect yourself and respect others as well. Sometimes respect is reciprocal. Sometimes it may not be reciprocal, but you need to show people how to treat you. You don't expect to act a certain way, be acting like, I don't want to use some words. When you respect yourself and you respect others, there's a high chance that you will be respected. Another thing I would like to talk about is getting rid of certain traits or mentalities. Personally, I might not be in a better position to tell everybody how to behave, how to act. I mean, like everybody's different, but there's something peculiar to most of us that are coming from regions or countries where the system is not really a functioning system, is not really in place, and so we all had to fend for ourselves. So there's this scarcity mentality where things are scarce, money is scarce, access to everything is scarce, almost everything, like literally everything is scarce. So you had to like always be on your toes, sharp, 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 like trying to get this for yourself, be the first to get here and grab everything, all that scarcity mentality behavior, like you want to get everything for yourself, you want to pack and pack and pack for your unborn children, things like that. You're always on the move, especially those of us that grew up in Lagos, you're always on the move, always the adrenaline is always pumping. When you first come to a different place where things are slightly different, it might take a while for all those things to leave your body. Maybe you're trying to cross the road and there's traffic lights and you're still running, like everybody's walking, like the cars will stop, or maybe you're in a zebra crossing, the cars are going to stop, because of that sign, but you're just running, like okay, that what happened to me. Like it took me months for that aspect to get out of my body. Like when I come to like an express road, even with the traffic light and everything, I'll still look left, look right. If I see like the car has to stop before I cross, and if I cross, I'm not even walking, I'm running, literally. So like it takes a while for us to get used to being in a different environment, but like we have to really be conscious about, especially the aspect that affects our behavior towards others. You understand? And in that aspect, I would like to mention the aspect of cutting corners, always wanting to cut corners, and the aspect of greed. Now, like where most of us are so into that greed, because it's inspired by the whole scarcity thing I talked about. So like you're used to always wanting to get things for yourself and everything, but these are things that we need to unlearn as human beings. Like no human being is supposed to be like that, so bad. Like even when you now get to a place where okay, there's enough for everybody, at least even if it's not like there's enough for everybody, you understand, but yeah, like there's a functioning system. If you have a job, you get paid and you'll be able to pay your bills, this and that. Like everything is, it's not perfect, but it's better than where we're coming from, unless you want to lie to yourself. Anyways, so we have to like keep our mentalities in check, especially when it comes to those things that I mentioned. Like we have to really keep that in check. Lots of people are out there like trying to devise means of ripping off the next person. Even some Africans that are here are going back home and trying to rip people off. I've been hearing about the whole care home stuff, and like sometimes I just think like, wow, asking people to pay like 10,000, 12,000, that even you yourself that is here, before you see 10,000, do you know how many months you would work for? Like how many months what's even months? Before you would have like 10,000 in your account, how many shifts you're going to do, and you're telling somebody to pay 10,000 so that you give them a job. Like, is that not like employee paying employer? Like, so people are just doing a lot of things, and it just baffles me, and I feel like it's just crazy. As an immigrant, like, why would you do that to your fellow immigrants? So it's sad, and actually it's sad. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about. I just felt like talking about it. Like, let everybody keep their mentality in check, especially as you are an immigrant. You're an immigrant. Like, you're not a tourist. You didn't come for holiday. You didn't come to come and go in the next 2 weeks. You came here to live, and there are other people coming behind you. Anyways, I'll talk about also about cutting corners. Like, that mentality, you have to keep it in check, because you are in a different place, and for the most part of your stay here, you need to follow rules. There are set rules, there are policies that you have to follow. Yes, it might look like some of them are ridiculous, some of the policies are, oh my god, this, that, oh, tax is this, tax is that, and then you start thinking of how to evade tax, like how not to pay this, how not to pay that. You just end up getting yourself in trouble, and then you start asking for who's going to help you out of trouble, who's going to do this, when you could have just easily followed the rules in the first place. So you need to really be careful. Like, you're not in any other country where you can do many things and just get away with it. Here it's not really like that, so you just have to be careful about that kind of mentality. One thing I would encourage though is, while you're learning how to unlearn some things, get rid of some kind of like impulses, I would encourage you not to let go of the essence of your being, your culture, your faith, most especially your faith, your religion. Like, that's not part of what you should shed, because those are, essential to your survival. Yeah, so you just need to know what you need to let go of and what you need to pick up. that's going to be beneficial to you. Yeah. So there's this misconception that most people have, that when you move abroad, you don't need to pray because everything is set for you. You don't need, it's when you're in Nigeria you'll be praying to God before you leave your house. There's an atom of truth in that. Like there's a lot of things back home that we pray for that you get easily here, but that is not the main essence of your faith. You understand? It's not really a sound thinking to feel like because you move to a place that almost everything is all right, you will now forget your God. You will not pray. You will not do the normal things that you would do. You understand? It's very dangerous. You know, it's a it's a dangerous thinking. So just, keep the things that you need to keep, but like you need to unlearn some things, that because all those things, even that whole greed and always wanting to cheat the next person, always wanting to take what's not yours, those are not even fundamentally right. They're not the right things to do. They're not the right way to treat the next person. So those are things that you actually need to get rid of as a human being. You understand? So another thing I would like to share is try to be a good ambassador of wherever you're coming from. Yeah, so it's similar to other things that I've been talking about, but this one I'm specific about being a good ambassador, because you're not the only one coming to the UK, you're not the only one moving abroad. Yeah, because the truth is that before we came here, there are people that lived here for 10 years, 5 years, 20 years, and when we came, there was already a set perception about us, and they would only get that from people that they've seen already. So sometimes whatever treatments that you get in a new place, in a new country, is already laid down by those that came before you. So it's just a cycle, like, and people are coming after you. So like, just make it a point of duty, make it your own assignment to leave a good record, to be the best in whatever you are doing, to do the right thing, whether you like it or not. You might not even know that, but it's going to create an impression about you and other people that look like you, other people that are like you understand? You might not even be thinking about yourself. But sometimes you have to keep quiet when you're not supposed to keep quiet. Sometimes you have to speak up when you don't feel like speaking up. But you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for other people that are coming behind you. That sometimes you need to reject some offers. When we were coming as nurses, we used to share our offer letters in a group, and it really helped us to kind of like have a uniform mindset. Most of us accepted salaries of a particular range, and most of us had like contracts of similar type. You understand? But if everybody is just keeping things to themselves, doing what they like doing, there will not be any uniform thing. Later, we started hearing that people have started signing some kind of contracts that were not like, that were not nice. People are now signing some kind of modern day slavery contracts like that. And then if a group of people are accepting bare minimum, the standard is going to drop. The standard is going to go down. So that's how it is anyways. That's just an example, but just to paint a picture of how things work sometimes. You need to be a good ambassador to like wherever you are. It's not just about complaining. Sometimes we just get so caught up complaining every day. Oh, this, oh, racism, oh, this one, they're giving attitude. But like, what are you doing about it? Sometimes you hear people complaining that, oh, black people, yeah, when you come here and meet your fellow black people, they will not greet you, they will not do this. Do you greet? Even with all that stuff, do you greet? Sometimes it's just that will teach people how to, when you do the good thing, then they will follow suit. Because everybody's waiting for the first person to do something. Everybody's always waiting for the first person. You first greet me, then I will greet you. Or you first be nice to me, then I'll be nice to you. If everybody keeps waiting for the first person to be nice, the first person to be good, the first person to do the right thing, nobody will do the right thing, and then we'll just keep complaining. So let's give ourselves brain. The last thing I would like to talk about is doing your research. Do your research, please. Like, I don't know. It might not be easy for most of us to like pick up our phones and really search about something, a decision that we're about to make, or stuff like that. Or I don't know. But even when you get information from somebody, maybe in a group, because sometimes we have groups where we share information and all of that. But like, even when I do YouTube videos about some things, I leave the links in the description box so that people can go there and see for themselves and read. There are a lot of people that share wrong information on YouTube, on Instagram. They just put these things for like putting sake. They just put it to get clicks and all of that. Why don't you check on those things by yourself and see if it's correct or not? Like, some people just hear something, fiam, they don't run. go do this one, go do that. I heard, okay, well, how do you know it's true? Oh, I heard that somebody did. Have you checked? Have you checked? Like here now in the UK, now there's a UK government website where everything is there. Everything from housing to child to this or that. I know that, yeah, it can be challenging sometimes to understand the way they put some of the words together, or sometimes it might be complicated. Like there might be an exception to something and then it can get complicated. But like on average, a lot of people don't even want to check something for themselves. Just go with what you heard and act on it. The problem is acting on it, because when you now act out of ignorance, sometimes ignorance is no excuse. You'd fall victim of, you pay fines, so man, like, let's get in the habit of at least trying to do some little research on our own. Even when you get information on something, like, try and check on it. Is it true? Is it legit? Stuff like that. It's going to help a great deal, especially when you are new here, because the truth is that even if you stay here for 10 years, 20 years, you're still new. It's not your country, so you have to keep learning every day. We all learn every day, so just try and do your research. I think it will save from a lot of trouble and all of that. Yeah, so those are the little things that I had in mind to just share, to talk about. If you have any more lessons that you've learned or anything that you've noticed since you came to the UK, please share in the comment section and we'll talk about it. Up to this point, you're the real MVP. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Also share if you can. Yeah, thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye.